Welcome to Let Black Women Speak Wanted podcast. I'm Whitney,
And I'm Tasha.
and we're going to be discussing the topic of picking up where our ancestors left off. Episode today is going to be about should we have all Black communities?
Absolutely.
And I feel that we should. We should have communities pertaining to our culture, you know, so that everybody can, understand everybody in the community and, not really be too cautious of people in your community too. So, you live in like me, I live with a lot of white people. So sometimes, you kind of feel like they be watching you or something. Or sometimes they don't know you and don't think you belong there too. So that's another thing. But yeah, I really feel that we should. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, personally, um, just looking at the history of Rosewood and Black Wall Street, and all the different communities throughout Mississippi and the South, even like Atlanta, Chocolate City, so many
Mm-hmm.
successful Black people, um, just all over United States. It's power, it's growth, it's blissful when we work together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just like you, when I was back home, I was in an all white community, and I mean it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I get along with white folks. They cool. I was raised by a white woman, so I know like their culture. I know how to blend in with them. You
Mm-hmm.
know how if you raised by a Black person, you know how to blend in with them. You know what to say, you know what not to say, you know how to conduct yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's okay, but I have when my son was playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
we were going to communities even farther out in Missouri, like Kearney and Camp
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And those were all white communities, and they were beautiful. They were wonderful. They all knew
Mm-hmm.
each other. Their families knew each other for
Yeah.
generations. I don't see no harm in that for us as a community. I think that it would be beautiful if we had our own town in each city, in each state. If you
Mm-hmm.
can have a couple of Black towns where your doctor's Black, your teachers are Black, your mayor's Black, your governor's Black. I think that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that would help us as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It would I think it would quiet down racism a lot, because if you're in a community and you feel like you're getting racist energy or attention, you can easily just move to a Black community, you know? And then if you are a
Mm-hmm.
pro-Black person who prefer to have your child, raised in a Black community with Black teachers, with Black
Uh-huh.
doctors, you can move in that community. I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. I think that we would do way better as a people if
Mm-hmm.
we allow people of color to have their communities the way we allow the Muslims to have their communities, the way we
Mm-hmm.
allow the Asians. You can go every city near you, they have a Chinatown, or they'll have an
Everywhere.
everywhere. Like every
Everywhere.
state I done been to, girl. I went to California, up in Fulton. I think that was a little town
Mm-hmm.
where Berry Farms is. It's an awesome theme park. If you've never
But you
been
want
there,
to know something? Where do these people live? The nail techs that do our nails at the nail shops, where do they live? They do not live in our community. They don't live with
no,
us.
no,
Where
they
do
live
they
in there.
be living at?
And Kansas City is the northeast area. That's the Chinatown in Kansas City. But see, they have like it be patches, because you'll see like Somalia, Middle Eastern, then you'll
A
see
lot
like a
of
little
Somalians live in the Northland too. That's another thing. They don't
yeah,
like the inner city.
yeah, it's like little patches, but that's every state. I'm telling you, like when I lived in California, back
Yeah.
to the conversation, I was in Fulton. It was a little town off of California, like 30-45 minutes from LA. And they had Chinatown, Koreatown, like 5-10 blocks, Asian. Then
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans everywhere over here, but
Mm-hmm.
And then, you got your white communities where, that's Beverly Hills. That's where the white folks roll. And then
Mm-hmm.
you got Compton. And that's where the niggas at. So,
Right.
I think we kind of already got it. But I would just say a little bit more organized,
Uh-huh.
and where the people who own the stores is black. The people who own the doctor's offices, I
Mm-hmm.
would say a little bit more structured black, because we have
Mm-hmm.
black communities. But if we had them structured where it was like Black Wall Street, that was,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. I got you. Got you. And when you say structured, as in running business properly, is that what you mean?
No, I mean like structured as black communities, like the mayor's black, the governor's black,
Okay.
the governor would be over the state. So no, the mayor's black,
Mm-hmm.
all the
The
people on their
council
council
people, all of that.
are black. The
Which.
doctors are black, the teachers
Mm-hmm.
are black, the city workers
Mm-hmm.
are black, the trash man is black. So I'm saying, just like in Corny, when you go to Cameron, when you go out to these little cities on the outskirts,
I know. I've been up
in
there.
Atlanta, I will say that in Atlanta they are doing it, because
Mm-hmm.
I think like invitations for black communities to come join their communities. They're buying land and they're building black communities. So it's
Mm-hmm.
happening. Everything we
Okay.
talk about, it's happening. And when I get in my 40s, I'm totally going to buy a house in a black community.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
am.
you
I
know
am.
what? The Citadel area here in Kansas City, that's like those houses are really nice over there. And I think that's more of like a suburban black area.
Yeah. That's where I grew up. My grandmother and my grandfather,
Uh-huh.
they had businesses back in the 60s and the 70s, in the
Mm-hmm.
80s. They had a laundromat, a cleaning service, C&L cleaning service on
Mm-hmm.
55th, and it was either 55th and Prospect. When I was a little girl, when I was like 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, ever since I was a baby, all the way till I was about 5 or 6 till my grandmother died. And they were out there and they bought a house on 56 in Blue Hills. So that's like, where Purcell is?
Blue Hills. Blue Hills is over there where like the new shopping center is, where Sunfresh and
Yeah, is
um
that where Citadel is, right? Is Citadel
no,
right behind?
Citadel is over there by the landing.
Yeah,
You
that's where my
know
grandmother, that's where she lived. Right? She was right behind,
the
she,
police station. Remember that
Citadel,
old police station on 63rd?
yeah, that's where she was. Are you talking
Okay.
about by Earl Penner's?
Yes, that's the Citadel
That's,
area over there.
yes, that's where my grandmother had her house on 58th.
Okay.
It was 58th in Blue Hills Road. So we
Yep.
was right before the Landing Mall. So
Yeah.
if Purcell, we was the street right next to Purcell. It was like a big park, or a big like land. There was like
Uh-huh.
trees. There wasn't no park or anything. And then it was the Purcell. But we were right there. The houses right there. And we could see Purcell across
Okay.
like a little um land. But yeah, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, my
Mm-hmm.
grandparents migrated from um Arkansas and bought a laundromat there. And they
Mm-hmm.
ran a laundromat there for years. And they were so quote unquote on the rich black folk back then.
Mm-hmm.
Citadel, that was right behind it. I think my old pastor lives there. And yeah, he does. They do. I don't know if they still live there, but that I know I visit their house there.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother's house was like 4 or 5 blocks before them. But yeah, that's a black suburb area. That's
It
what we would
is.
call
It
black
is.
for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
we had towns like that
Mm-hmm.
in Atlanta, they're doing it. That would be
Mm-hmm.
amazing. If we could do that in Phoenix, if we could do that in California, if we could do that, I think that would help with a lot of racism. Because if you feel like you're getting injustice anywhere, you could go to a city called Citadel City, or I don't remember what the city is called, but
Mm-hmm.
I know even like the Muslim Islam, like I used to follow, I think I still follow this guy. It's a
Mm-hmm.
young guy. I don't remember his name, but he's in Islam. And I caught one of their videos, and they're building like a a Muslim black community. And
Hmm.
like all the Muslims that's got the same beliefs, they're like building houses and farming. And I'm like, that is dope. Because if you want the same, like, you know what I'm saying? Mind
Yeah,
frame,
yeah,
and you guys
yeah.
got the same belief system. I think that is so amazing.
It
So if we can
is.
get Christian communities, our belief system to do that, and we can have like the churches like we did in the South. Basically, we just need to pick up where the grandparents left off.
And when you say churches, why the churches ain't been doing this? So
I think we all got off track. I
my
used to
thing is
say,
really what is going on in the church besides the pastor preaching? Because why have we not did that already?
I think we picking it up now. I think
Or
that
the
we
church is picking that up,
I
or
think so. This is what I think. This is what I
mm-hmm,
see. And that's not what I think.
mm-hmm,
I think the elders heard us crying. We was
mm-hmm,
whining, we was having fits. We all on social media bashing the church. And it's not
yeah,
bashing. I think the youth, we were frustrated,
mm-hmm,
and we was having tantrums with the elders. But
mm-hmm,
I think some of them casted us out like, oh, y'all wicked. But I don't think, I know a lot of the elders, they really listen to us like, these are just our kids yelling. They're crying. They're
mm-hmm,
saying like, they're not getting our support.
mm-hmm.
They're missing something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I would say with TD Jakes, I feel like with him, I can see him as one that I can say I noticed by his old sermons to his new sermons. I can
Okay.
see him realizing like, okay, the youth have a need. They're
Uh-huh.
not just a rebellious group or wicked kids. They're saying that they have a void within us as their elders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like his mind frame, but the energy that I get from him when I
Mm-hmm.
listen to him, I see
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, he's kind of leaning towards, okay, it's y'all turn. If there is a void there, what can we do as elders to fix it? I can
Okay.
see that through him. I haven't been paying attention to other pastors lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one that's been catching my attention, but
Right.
they're all on the same energy wave. Like they look up to him.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever
Right.
energy he's on as the black community, they're going to look up to him. And
Most definitely.
from what I see, like when I hear him talking, he's being more understanding. Like I wouldn't say he wasn't understanding in the past. I think
Mm-hmm.
he probably just didn't notice that the younger generation wasn't getting what we was needing spiritually from them.
Uh-huh.
But now I think he's noticed that. And I think that he is being a pillar by talking more about and teaching more about things that is more intriguing to us. He's trying to understand us. And it's
Okay.
not like telling the other pastors to do that. It's being that change that you want to see. And I can see in him that he's changing. Like he's being more open-minded. He's trying
Okay.
to like get us. He's trying to like, okay, y'all more hip. Okay, y'all more open-minded. Okay, y'all want to be holy, but y'all want to do more things for the community. Okay, I can get with this. Like I can see that in him as a
Okay.
leader. As well as pastor, I don't know if you know Morning Star Church down in Kansas City.
I've heard of it, but who's the pastor?
Mouse, Pastor John Mouse. I see that in
No,
him too.
I heard of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's more of trying to work with the community, trying to work with the youngsters. I think he opened a community center. I did my husband's funeral through him.
Is
He's
Morning
trying
Star on Pastel?
pros- Prospect. I think it's 24th or 27th in Prospect.
Okay.
He's another local. It's a lot of them. I see them. It's a guy I went to school with. I can't remember his name right now, but he's on my Facebook. I could just see within the ministry a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the young and even the older pastors. they're like, you know what, youngsters, I hear y'all. You ain't got to yell no more. You ain't got to bash the church no more. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. You are just a kid acting out. You're just a youth acting out because you see a void and you want it fixed. And
Right.
I could personally, as a woman who went to church and been in the church and understand the structure of the church, I can see they are trying to improve. Now,
Okay.
I couldn't see
And
that
when you
5 years ago.
say,
I do see it now. They are trying to like do more things with allowing small businesses to be connected to their churches. Uh
okay,
Getting like things that better the community into the churches. They're saying more. Like at first they wasn't saying anything when a black man gets shot down in the street. I seen Bishop TD Jakes stand up and go against his normal and be like, he said I can't breathe with the what's
George
his
Floyd, George
Floyd.
Floyd,
You never see that. He
right?
did it. And
That's
I'm like,
true.
okay, this is a start. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? We have to give honor when honor's due. I seen it. I took my head off. I said, okay, OG, I see you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't he could have easily got his I think it's a 501 where they get tax free or whatever.
That non-for-profit, yeah.
Yeah, they could easily snatch that for him saying those things. He took that risk. So I'm like, okay, I see you. You know, and I think that we have to do less complaining and be more supportive because
Mm-hmm.
I see that they are taking steps. And that's all it is right now. All they can do is baby steps. You know, like Teresa said, it's a good Mother Teresa said, I may not be able to change the whole world, but I can throw a stone and create ripples. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're doing, I can see improvement. That's what I can say with the church. I cannot bash now. 5, 6 years from now, I was heated with the church.
Yeah, yeah. But my thing is, when you say you see change within the church, is it just what they're saying is they're preaching? Or are they actually doing something to change the community? Because the community makes the church what it is. The people that go to the church make it what it is. So
Personally,
my thing is, you can be on that spiritual level, but what are you doing to help the people when they go home?
yeah,
It needs to be set up to, people
yeah,
should not still be living in poverty. If you're within, you go
yeah.
to
If you're
this
making
church,
$1 billion in the
this
church,
is,
yeah,
girl, you're paying your tithes.
yeah.
You're part of
Well,
this organization. That church is your organization, just like the AKAs have their organization, and they all
yep,
help each
yep.
other. If
Sororities,
one
yep,
woman needs
yep,
a job, she's gonna contact her AKA sister. Say,
yep.
hey, I lost my job.
But
Can
at
you
the
get
same
me
time,
in
they
with
lacking
where you
too.
at?
They lacking too, because I'm not too comfortable how my auntie's funeral was laid, but that's another conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I do believe when it comes, girl, I cut my ringer off and it's still wrong. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
sororities, churches,
It's
special
all an
society,
organization. Mm-hmm.
all the institutional organizations, when it comes to your members' burials, it should be
Mm-hmm.
taken care of. If that person been
Exactly.
in your church for 10, 20 years, ain't no way they should be selling dinners.
And that's my point there. Why
Yes.
is it these people, a group of people over here, they're struggling all the time, but they pay their tithes, but these people over here doing good in their life? Connect
Yeah.
with each other, help these
Yeah.
people over here.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
should be struggling because I'm part of this organization too. I go to
Period.
church with
Period.
you. We're all
Period.
one organization.
I Now that is a problem that we need to fix in the community. When
And that's the
it
problem
comes
that
to,
I
and
have
it's
with the whole
no
church
disrespect because
structure.
in the word it says we're not supposed to correct our elders. We're supposed to give honor. So I first off I
Mm-hmm.
want to say to all my elders, if y'all run across this video, I give honor and respect. When we speak, it's just saying, hey, we see some things that we pray that you guys can hear us out on. That's it.
Yeah.
I give most honor to my elders. I love you
Mm-hmm.
guys, from the sororities to the churches to the teaching community to
Mm-hmm.
every community that you guys are in. I take my hat off for the work that you guys have did. You guys have
Yeah.
sacrificed. You guys have went through so much for us. First off, I want to give honor and respect to you guys, all the pastors, all the leaders. if in my anger that if I've ever disrespected you guys, I want to apologize. Please forgive me. But what I will say, what we're doing right now, we're just speaking on things that we feel that could help the community.
Most
So
definitely.
there's no disrespect. So I just want,
Yeah.
all the others to know, if you run across this, no disrespect. Just as a youth, as a young adult, we think that it would be good if like I noticed in the Mormon community where I'm at, in the state that I'm at, there's Mormon communities, they're Native American reserves and communities, and they have like housing programs, they have housing things, they have like credit things, they have like things, y'all do have education things. Y'all do have that. They just have a little bit more resources in their community.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like with the ties and the funding that you guys are receiving, we feel like if you guys extended that a little bit more to the community, we would be in a better place. And if you guys could support us more when it comes to crime, when it comes to injustices with the police, when it comes to uh, teaching us things about credit and finances, having
Thank
those
you.
classes, letting those businesses get a free
Mm-hmm.
space in your community centers, in the bottom of your churches, um, opening up churches, funding Black communities, we feel like we could make some change. So I don't want to come off as being disrespectful to you guys, because God did correct me about that. So
Mm-hmm.
on my, I don't even know, is that what video was that? I think that was the either the second episode.
About
Uh,
what?
I got a little raunchy when everything was going over.
I think that was two. Episode
Yeah,
two.
it
What was
was
the
two.
topic
So
on
I
that
do
one? Hold
want to
on.
say I apologize, because He did something to my spirit. He corrected me in the word. He said, "You're not supposed to do that." So,
Yeah.
uh, we humble. We y'all
Mm-hmm.
daughters. We love you guys.
But very much opinionated on my side, honey.
Yeah, we
Yes,
just y'all
never
fire.
disrespectful.
We just y'all mighty warriors. That's it. That's it. Don't take it as y'all disrespectful, kid. We're not disrespectful. We love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We honor you guys. We know you guys have went to school. We know you guys have went through the discrimination. We know you guys have put in that time. Y'all have
Mm-hmm.
did the work. So I give honor what honor is due when it comes to the war heroes, when it comes to the elders, when it comes to the church, when it comes to every institution. But
Yeah.
we're just asking if you guys can do a little bit more with setting platforms for us. That's it.
Most definitely. Yeah.
If you guys can research Martin Luther King, he was a prime example. Malcolm X. Like, we just wish we had a little bit more determined and fireball when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
protecting the youth, setting things up for us, fighting for us. Like Martin, he would march miles for us. He would
Mm-hmm.
stand in
Yeah.
front of the Washington Pentagon for us, the Capitol for us. And that's how we ask, if you're able, if you could just fight a little bit more for us. That's it.
Most
That's
definitely.
all.
Or
No,
black
no,
men, most definitely in the community, need to stand up
yeah, we just
and
want
stop
more.
accepting anything.
Yeah, stop
Because
accepting.
us women, we're standing up more than the men are. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, what do we need you for? But as a
Oh, we
man, you
need you.
supposed to.
We
We
need you.
do. We
Oh, we
do.
need you bad. We ain't gonna
But
never say that. We need you,
right,
King, more than
right, right,
woo,
right.
we need you like we need Jesus. We need you. I ain't about to act all I need you. I
Most
need you.
definitely we do. But
I
we
need
holding
all
it
my black
down.
men. I need
Yeah.
y'all Muslim men to stop looking down on us because we Christians. We need y'all too. So
We
we
just
need y'all.
holding it down so much as women, and the men need
Yeah,
to
we need
step
hold
up
on real
more.
quick
Yeah.
before you change the concept. We need you Christian men to come together with you Muslim men, and we need you Pan African men to come together with you Aboriginal men, and we need y'all to build us a strong foundation, because us
Most
queens,
definitely.
all we want is a safe environment to raise our babies and nourish. It's our job to nourish, but we need you guys to create a environment for us to nourish. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all can put aside y'all political views and religious views and
Yeah.
build us some communities, I mean, I be so humble. I will wrap my head. I do whatever you tell me to do, King. I will submit. But
Most
I just need you to
definitely.
give me that environment. I need you to make me
Exactly.
feel secure. I need you to make me
Exactly.
feel safe, protected,
Most
loved,
definitely.
not manipulated, not you.
Yes.
Like
Mm-hmm.
if you provide that, I'll do whatever you say, my king, my lord,
Exactly. Exactly.
in that order.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
that order.
Exactly.
That's the only reason we standing up because we don't feel we like that lioness. We don't feel protected right now.
Exactly. Right. And that's exactly what it is.
That's it. If we felt protected, I'm sitting back and being quiet, drinking my tea and letting my king do his thing.
Okay.
And if I'm just a widow, I'm sitting back watching my elders do their thing. They got this. So you need me to watch the kids. You need me to cook. You need me to clean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make sure all the medical and all the plants and I go garden. You need me to farm. What you need me to do,
Mm-hmm.
King? What you need to do, my
Exactly.
Lord? What you need me to do, my
Mm-hmm.
prophet, my my honorable? What you need?
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
we need you to lay that foundation first. Our foundation ain't laid. You can't
Exactly.
ask me to build on something where the foundation ain't solid, King. Elder,
Exactly.
that's it. That's all we saying as women. And you agree? You you agree, sis?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. That's what
These
we
too
need.
many other cultures can disrespect us, dishonor us. Like, okay, like it's our
Yeah.
men. Y'all are head. Y'all are
Most
protection.
definitely.
Y'all are elders. Protect y'all babies. Protect y'all women. Take care of y'all
Yeah.
widows.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna fall in place. I'm ready to get
Exactly.
my lane. You just tell me where to pull up. We
Mm-hmm.
ready. It's just,
Girl.
we just gotta do it. Cause we ready.
Yeah.
Well, the women
Girl,
tired.
girl.
We tired of our young boys dying.
Yeah. Because
We
they don't have
tired.
no guidance, no guidance at all.
Period.
And that's another thing
Period.
that I want to go back to, talking about the church structure. Everybody want to go to church. They want to find a good church where they feel comfortable. The church is the organization that's supposed to help you. Like, some people go to church to help themselves, with their pathway in life or whatever, help them better themselves. But still, that church should have a structure to where they're helping people, outside of the church. Are you helping them build their credit to get a home? Helping them to be, entrepreneur if that's what they want to do. Like, I should be able to come to people in my church within this organization and be like, hey, I'm trying to, find resources on doing this and this. And you should be able to help me, somebody. It's hundreds
Absolutely.
of people in here. Why is
Absolutely.
these people over here struggling and don't even feel comfortable to come open their mouth to ask somebody for help? When
Absolutely.
we're all within the same church, under the
Yeah.
same roof, under the same leadership from this pastor, you got all these different youth groups and ministries going on within the church, but what are you doing to help the people?
Absolutely.
That's
So
nothing.
I guess our cry to the elders, to the church leaders is please get more programs in your church to help build credit, to help single moms get on track for home buying, to help basically it's just education. So linking up with trusted, honorable organizations and having them uh do classes. It's a lot of churches that do that. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
churches that do. It
Yeah,
is, yeah.
but I would say we need that more. Every
Most
single church,
definitely.
every single church in the Black community should have education programs on credit, housing, um, ways to neighborhood watch, ways to if you see something, say something discreetly, for they won't label you a snitch and be trying to kill you.
Yeah. Most
Because
definitely.
I try to just help the police find the killer of my brother. And I had
Mm-hmm.
boys hunting after me. So we
Mm-hmm.
should have church organizations that protect us from that, where they won't
Yeah.
label you a snitch or a rat because you want justice within your community. We should have churches that's like, yeah, that boy needs to get out of that community. We
Yeah.
should have church leaders working with detectives, with police officers. They know what goes on because the church is always
Yeah.
gossiping.
Yeah, most
They know that
definitely.
sister. They know that Sister Mary Clarence's son that went over there and killed somebody. They
Yeah.
need to work with the police. Like, yeah, he needs to go. Yeah, they
Yeah.
might need to go to court, probably get him short in time, get him rehabilitation, support him through that. Because
Yeah.
we need that too. When you send that young buck to jail, you need to be supporting him. And when if he do get better in 10 years and he ready, instead of giving him 50 years, if he's ready in 10 years, you should be at that probation hearing. We like, I think that back in the 80s and the 90s, the churches and the Black Panthers and the small organizations were a little bit more, and we just need that now.
Most definitely we do.
Yeah, so I would just say, no disrespect, just having more resources in the Black community.
Yes.
If we support you, if we tied to you, if like the church I tied to, I feel comfortable because when me and my husband was in the weakest point of our lives, he did our funeral, he preached at our funeral, he
Hmm.
charged me nothing, he supported us at our worstest moment. I
Yeah,
respect that. My
most
mother, she
definitely.
was struggling with drugs for a long time, and he supported her and held on to her and didn't. Usually pastors, when they see you on drugs and stuff, they'll just cast you out. He didn't cast her out. you
Yeah,
know I respect that. I look at
most
you like,
definitely.
ain't nobody perfect. We all
Hmm.
cross the glory. So that type of pastor, you can get my tie, you can get my
Yeah.
support. I'm gonna say, hey, you better go visit him if you in Kansas City, because he might not be perfect, but when it comes to taking care of God's sheep, I give him at least 4 5 stars. He get a good review with me, because when I was at my weakest moment, when all the other churches was looking down and judging,
Hmm.
he supported. And that's
Hmm.
that's all you supposed to do. You supposed to give that
Yeah.
good narrative.
Yeah.
Because we all gonna have those days where we gonna doubt, where we gonna be shouting and screaming, and we gonna be mad at God because our life ain't the way, or something happened, or somebody sick, somebody dying. We all gonna have
Hmm.
that moment where we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
question God, where we're gonna be angry. That is the moment where you're supposed to show yourself approved as a shepherd and be like,
Yes. Yes.
baby, it is okay. I'm praying
Yeah.
for you even more. I love you. I don't care that you mad at me. I love you. No, get them the help they need. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be laughing at them like, that's what happens if you step out of God's will. No, you in your flesh, because
Mm-mm-mm.
love conquers all.
Most definitely.
If you operating in love, you gonna love them even more when they in their mess. You gonna love them more in their mess than when you do when they ain't in their mess.
Mm.
That's my version of a Christian, as a woman of God, as a believer.
Yes. Yes, it is. Mine's
That's
too.
my version. That's my version. Because
Mine's
I look at the
too.
homeless person just like me. You just a
Yeah.
saint. You just a
Yeah.
saint. Ain't no levels in sainthood. If
Mm-hmm.
you making $5,000 a month, ain't no level to the one making $300 a month.
Right.
A saint
Right.
is a saint. A sheep
Most
is a sheep.
definitely. Most definitely.
So that's just my point of view, and I
Mm-hmm.
I see improvement though. I pay attention. I look at my old pastors. I see growth. I see growth in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I see growth in all of them because it's a learning experience. We all
Mm-hmm.
human.
Most
Even
definitely.
even elders are going to fall short of the glory.
Yeah.
So as long as they getting back up and they dusting themselves off and they making adjustments to win us, to keep us as their
Yeah.
baby, as their kids, I think that we're in a season where we got to stay positive, where we got to support each other. We should
Yep.
place our opinions and pray. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what we doing right now. Elders, if y'all could please get more, put a lot of the finances towards out out uh
Outreach programs for the
outreach
community.
programs for the
Yep.
community.
Yep. And another thing I wanted to state about the church structure, when people do come for help, they're going through things in life, they need a life coach or mentor.
Yes,
Somebody that they can have to call on,
yes,
somebody that they know that's going to be
yes,
there for them.
yep.
Because
Yeah.
when you go through things, it's hard. You feel like you don't have nobody. So sometimes the last resort is that church.
Yep.
And if that church, doesn't, make that person feel comfortable, they're going to go back to their same habits. It's like, whatever, it is what it is. I
Yep.
went to the church trying to get help. The pastor acted like he didn't care. Wasn't nobody there to help me. People
Yep.
looking at me funny and stuff because, they might be on drugs or homeless. Don't
Yep.
do that. Don't do
So
that.
my advice is churches. Girl, I might need to open me a church. I might need no, because I'm gonna need a husband. So no, never mind. I don't want a husband. I who Sean said free indeed. No. But
Girl.
what I would do is for the churches, for the people in ministry, if you run
Mm-hmm.
across, get like a victory outreach. My old church, they have that. You have like an
Okay.
outreach team where they are consistent though. Make sure they got their email, they got their cell phone, they sending him texts once a week. They going to have lunch with them, they praying over them, like they
Yes,
pray
that's what
for them.
people
Like
need.
they have their days where all I do is pray for everybody on this list.
Yes.
They pull up, they
Yes, that's
come
what
with
people
food,
need. That's
they
what
come
people
with food,
need.
they come bring lunch sometimes, they come bring coffee, they come just listening. Sometimes you just gotta
Yes.
listen. Just come pull up
Yes.
and listen, or just tell them, hey, come meet me at the park if they not comfortable with you coming to their house. If they don't want to come
Yeah.
to the church, and say, hey, won't you come meet me at the park? Let's go hang out at the park. If the girls got kids, do play dates. Say, hey, I ain't got no
Yes.
kids, but let's go meet at the park. Um, I think that's it. All we doing is reviving and revamping to build up the
Mm-hmm.
kingdom even better. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And a lot of churches is already doing it, but this is what we can do within the black community because a
Yeah.
lot of the black people they feel hopeless.
Yeah.
They don't trust the church. They feel like all the
Mhm.
church want is their money.
Yeah.
So what I would say is churches take these ideas, take them in consideration.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
if God, whenever God leads me to a church, I'm sure gonna be talking to the pastor and whoever the committee is, like, hey, can we do this?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that? I don't know where God has me. I don't know if I'm just here to go to school. I don't know if God's gonna bring me back home. I don't know. But my thing is, you lead and I follow. So
Most
wherever my home
definitely.
church will be, whenever God send me back to church, that's things that I'm gonna do in the church. I'm gonna make
Mm-hmm.
sure that we have an entrepreneur program. I'm gonna make
Mm-hmm.
sure because on top of tithing, I'm gonna be off giving offering to the church. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
can we put this money towards this? So as members, like I guess we need to give more offering for they can have the resources
Mm-hmm.
because bills is getting high. Because I know churches
Most definitely.
they gotta pay high rent, they gotta pay
Yeah.
high mortgage and stuff like that. So I would just say for the believers, for the saints, sometimes we gotta give more. Make sure we giving more offerings and tithes so they can have these resources for the youngsters. And we gonna do this. We did it
Mm-hmm.
before. We gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I think every community we hit a weak point where
Yeah.
but I see us improving on every corner. I see the churches improving. I
Mm-hmm.
see the black businesses, black excellence is improving. I
Mm-hmm.
see the black relationships and families improving. Like
Mm-hmm.
I see improvement. So all we could
That's
I see
good. That's
in the
good.
political realm, I see that they're allowing more people of color to get in there. It's just
Mm-hmm.
we gotta wait for the process. We can't rush the process.
Right.
It took hundreds of years for us to get to this state. It's not gonna reverse overnight.
Most
So
definitely.
I guess what I could say is to build. Yes, we should have black communities, and then
Yeah.
within the black communities, we need to have more um, community resources. And the church, the reason why we gave a quick 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the church is because you're the pillar, you're the shepherds, you're the
Most
leader.
definitely. Yeah.
So whatever foundation you set, we gonna fall in that. So if if you guys start putting more outreach out, if you guys start accepting us young women as we are, and another,
Mhm.
I had a lady when I was going to church, like she put her hands up my dress, girl, trying to like rub lotion on my leggings for my dress wouldn't stick. And I had a long dress, I guess, because my body shape. She,
Yeah.
I guess if you put lotion on your stockings, then the dress won't stick to your leggings or something. I don't know. Which she was trying to do something, but she ended up like humiliating me. But
Most definitely. That's what it sounds like
yeah,
anyway.
she
That's crazy.
humiliated. But I forgave it and moved on with my life. Because you know me, I got tough skin. But still at the same time, another little girl that will probably run her away. So what I would say to the elders, don't assume we know. We don't know.
Right.
I did not have my mother growing up. So I don't know those things.
Yeah.
Don't assume in your mind that we just trying to be seen. We think we cute. We not. We don't know. What she should have did
Talk
properly
to you about it.
is pull me to the side and said, baby girl, get some lotion and rub it on your leggings. And your dress is not gonna stick to your leggings. I mean, your dress won't stick to your leggings when you're dancing, so we won't see your silhouette that good. And I would have been like, oh, okay. Because I just didn't
Right.
know. So I would say to the elders, talk elder women, talk to mothers, talk to us.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Don't assume. And if we dressing like that, that's all we know. That mean our mama dressed like that. That mean our grandma died. My grandma died when I was 5. I didn't have that example. My dad, he didn't date the most holiest women. He didn't date the holy women.
Yeah.
So what I seen was women who wore things of that nature. So I
Hmm.
had to learn by trial and error. But a lot of issues could have been nipped in the bud if you would have just talked to me, pulled me to the side, like, hey, baby,
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
this is what you wear at church, baby. You wear it a little something a little like that, with your leggings. If you don't want them to stick, you do that. And then up here, you want to keep your shirt up here, baby. And if you need help, we could go shopping, baby. I help you. I get you your first week. And then after that, I show you what you wear. And you get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's why I always say communication is key. Because people assume
Communicate.
too much
Yep.
stuff
Don't
and it's
assume.
just
Yep.
ignorance.
Because that divides in the church. Because then
Yeah.
you got the older women looking down at the younger women, and the
Yeah.
younger women, we just there hurting, broken by these broken little boys, and we just want help.
Okay.
We want help. We don't know. We just cute. We
Girl.
don't know. We just young and cute. And don't get it twisted. Y'all was young and cute too, because I seen those pictures.
We all seen them pictures of Auntie
Grandma
and
tell you.
Mama and them.
I seen that picture with you on that big old chair, that wooden chair with the phone in your hand.
Girl.
Mm. So you
Mm-mm-mm.
I seen them pictures of you walking down the street with the Daisy do. Don't tell nobody. So you did the same thing we did. So just teach us how to
Girl.
humble ourselves and not do that in the church house. So
Girl, girl, girl.
I think that's the only thing that really, the young girls and the young men just be having, and the young pastor men, when the boys come in with their Timberland boots and their tennis shoes, talk to them, have a class,
Hmm.
on church etiquettes. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all you got to do. You say, if you don't want to be all suited and booted, just get some casual clothes, something you'll wear to an interview. Little
Hmm.
small classes, for
Yeah.
new members, for people. So a week or so, 2 to 3 weeks from now, they're gonna fit in. But you gotta usher them in like you molding a baby. You can't just be judging them like, oh, they got shorts on, oh, they got skirts on. Because you running us away. You making us feel unwanted. You making us feel like we tainted. You making us feel like we're unworthy.
Yes,
So instead
ma'am.
of doing that, as the church, as the community's pillar,
Hmm.
have those etiquette classes.
Yeah.
Teach us how, because when the drugs came in the 80s, it hit our parents. And a lot of things that y'all taught them, they didn't teach us.
Most definitely.
And it's not a blame game. It was strategic warfare.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just like it was strategic back in the days with civil rights and segregation and all the things that you guys went through.
Mm-hmm.
You did drugs with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that knocked y'all kids down.
Yep.
So now that we know that, we're gonna do like they did at Black Wall Street. We mourn, we learn, and we build back up. So that's
Most
what we're doing.
definitely.
So elders, just hear our voice, hear our opinions. It's just our opinion. You know, y'all
Mm-hmm.
do quick because y'all the elders. Y'all, it's y'all
Yep.
time right now. But you know, when it become my turn, if God bless me to be an elder, I'm gonna listen to the youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Most definitely.
as long as what they saying ain't going against the word of God, I'm gonna apply it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, and I just wanted to add, before we get done, about Killer Mike. He had a Netflix series called Trigger Warning. So, the last episode, episode 6, he had talked to different people about starting a new community. His new community was called New Africa. They
Mm-hmm.
voted on who was going to be the leader of the community, all of that. And yeah, I suggest people to look at that. It was really good. Yeah.
Mm. I think I might know where I'm gonna buy my new house. New Africa. What kind of oil?
Yeah, I
But
like
yeah,
Killer Mike though because he's
yeah,
really
I like
big
him.
on the black community for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
sure.
just opened that new bank, Greenwood.
Yeah. And I
So
like him
yeah,
because he's open minded. I like a
very
man
much.
that we still respect other cultures, but we put our culture. That's what I like about him. He still
Yeah.
respect the white folks. He still respect the Asian. He still respect
Yeah.
the Arabs. He still respect the Africans. But at the same time, he understand that I am a black man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have to take care of my people. I have to talk to my
Right.
people. I have to
Yeah.
support my people. I have to encourage my people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I had to acknowledge. Like I am a black woman. Yes,
Yeah.
I love other cultures. I love white people. I love black people. I love Chinese people. I love Asian people. I love Arab people. I love their culture. I love their style. I love the Mexican
Mm-hmm.
music. I love their food. But at the same time, I am a black woman. I am an
Most
Aboriginal.
definitely.
So I
Mm-hmm.
have to encourage my community. I have to have morals and standards to put my community first. And it's no disrespect to them, but above all, I am a Christian, but I am a woman of color.
Yeah.
So I have to do that with the principles of a Christian woman, but I still have to have the morals and the respect and the standards of a black woman when it comes to my
Mm-hmm.
culture. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not separating it because we're all one under Christ, but at the same time, I have to support when a black man gets shot down on the streets. I have to
Mm-hmm.
support when there's racism, statistic racism against my community. I
Mm-hmm.
have to support when my community is not getting treated fair as a woman of God as well. You know,
Yeah.
even though Jesus was a Jew, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he supported the Jews, but he helped everybody. You know what I'm saying? He helped
Mm-hmm.
everybody, but you still gotta stand on your culture. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
stand on that. I lift that up. You know, I am pro black. I love everyone, but I am pro black. I am a Christian pro black woman. I
Mm-hmm.
support black. I support black businesses, Aboriginals. We're not black. We're Aboriginal. I support everything Aborigine, African, because that's what I am. I'm an Aboriginal, African, Native, whatever y'all want to call us. But that's who I
Mm-hmm.
am. That's what I. So
Yeah.
that's who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just how we gonna have to build back on our community. We have to accept who we are, and we got to do the work.
Yeah.
And if it's offensive to other cultures that we are pro black, that we are building our communities, that we are doing these things, they need to heal because there's something within them.
Most definitely, because they're pro Mexican, they're pro Asian, they're
They're
pro
pro. They're pro.
everything.
What is that? Pro LBGG? What's that community?
LGBTQ. Yeah,
They pro transgender.
yeah. They
If
do
you
all that
pro
stuff
all
on their
these other
own.
things, why can't we be pro black?
Anytime we say anything about our blackness, it's like offensive to them, which is so weird to me.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't get it.
Yeah,
Don't get it.
girl.
Don't get it at all.
Yep.
But the thing is, we can't worry about none of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is Let a Black Woman Speak on a podcast. We
Mm-hmm.
we talking about our community. We talking about building back our community at a Black woman's perspective. We're
Yep.
speaking our opinion to our community. Um, uh, you know, Becky got to handle her house, while Shanika handle her house, Maria handle her house, and
Mm-hmm.
Ming
Mm-hmm.
handle her house, and Fayette or whatever, Middle Eastern girls' names, they handle their house. Everybody
Yeah.
handle their house accordingly, and
Yep.
we trying to get our house in order. We trying to clean up in front of our front door right now.
Mm-hmm.
We trying to make our communities. We're trying to build things for our children, build back up the Black wealth, the Black community. So, we're speaking on that. So it's no racist, it's no disrespect to nobody else. That's just what we're on right now. It's a
Yep.
strong unction in us. Like, we have to set things up for the next generation. We cannot sit here and allow them to have nothing by the time we get 50. They don't
Right.
have no communities. They don't have no nowhere to go to if a police officer or somebody discriminate on them. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
school that they can transfer their kid to if their kid is getting racism or discriminated against. Like, we have to have that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Most definitely. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, is there anything else you want to speak on the conversation? I would just say, just reiterating what I said before. The pillars of the communities when it comes to our Black politicians, our Black spiritual leaders,
Mm-hmm.
religious leaders, entrepreneurs. I'm accountable to everybody with a little bit of influence or wisdom or knowledge. If God gave you a little bit more than everybody else, it's your job to set up things. With businesses, that's what you have foundations for. With my
Mm-hmm.
Nation Change Foundation, my goal is to build back up the community with that. With churches, get the programs inside your churches. With political, uh, get your non for profits where you guys are doing things in the community with the kids, with the youth. Don't give up on them. I know that it's getting crazy, especially in the Midwest, St. Louis, Chicago, Kansas City. Just don't give up, because even if you help one, that's better than helping none. Um, and then yes, absolutely, we need Black communities. We need more Black communities. Uh, what did you say that show was on Netflix?
Killer Mike's series called Trigger Warning.
Yeah. So and and look up Black communities. We need to build
Mm-hmm.
more.
Yep.
If anybody run across this, you a billionaire, you're a Black billionaire, you got money, start building a community. You be the banker. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You start building a community. I'm gonna join one of y'all. I'm gonna see which one fit my energy, but I will be joining a Black community for sure.
Yeah.